Hello and welcome to the Clever Fox YouTube channel. My name is Ilysse and today I'm going to be sharing with you a brand new Clever Fox product. This is the Gratitude Journal Pro. This is a 3-month undated gratitude journal that has morning and evening reflections and guided prompts. There are different weekly exercises every week and even monthly recaps for you to review and evaluate how your month went. I love this journal for anyone who is looking for just a little bit more guidance when it comes to their journaling and focusing on gratitude. Today, I'm going to be sharing this planner with you and we are going to be planning in it so you can see a little bit about how I work with this, how I use it for my journaling, and how I can focus on gratitude using this product. Make sure that you watch the whole video so you don't miss any of the planning and gratitude journaling tips and tricks that I am sharing today, and that you are subscribed to our channel with that notification bell turned on so you get notified each time we post a new video. Let's dive right in. Okay, so first I want to give you a little bit of an overview of this Gratitude Journal Pro. This is a 3-month journal and you have a soft cover here. And then you're going to open it up and you have your name and contact information. And then you dive right into the journaling. So the date and time, morning reflection, your intention for today, most excited about, I am grateful for, here's a quote of the day. And then you want to journal about how it speaks to you. What does gratitude mean to me? What are some things in my life that I may be taking for granted? And then an evening reflection as well. So you'll write the time, you already have the date from that side of the page. And then today I felt happy, creative, excited, relaxed, tired, upset, chatty, daring, overwhelmed, or you can put in your own emotion there and then reflect on that a bit. The best things I experienced today were, what did I learn about myself today? How can I use this self-knowledge to grow and improve? And I am looking forward to. And then you'll have the same pages, but as you get through to the first week, there's going to be a weekly exercise. I am great because complete the following prompts and feel free to visit this worksheet whenever you experience low self-esteem. And then you'll have a weekly review. So these weekly reflections are going to change each week. For an example, or the weekly exercises. Here is an exercise of mindful writing. Then when you get to the end of the month, you'll have a monthly review. Sorry, we can edit this. Then when you get to the end of the month, you will have a monthly review. Rate how you feel about your progress in each area by coloring the life balance wheel, sections from 1 to 10. Mental well-being, relationships, knowledge and skills, fun and recreation, physical health, social well-being, personal growth, career growth. What was this month like? And then the monthly review, what made me feel happy? What challenges have I overcome this month? And how have they made me stronger? So you'll have 3 of these monthly reviews because this is a 3-month journal. But what's really nice, as always, is that it's undated. And so if you skip a day, if you're away and don't bring it with you, you don't have to feel guilty about it because you can just get right back in when you are able to and not have to feel like you wasted any pages. So I've pulled up the first weekly exercise and also the weekly review to fill these in and give you a little bit of an idea about how I would use this and how you can use it. So I have this fun marker. It's a dual tip. So there's a small tip there. There's a larger one here, and I'm going to go ahead and use the larger one. So I think it's really great that these are guided because sometimes we get stuck with journaling, and this is a really good way to prompt you. So the first one, I like who I am because I've worked really hard to become her. I've worked really hard to become who I am today, which is not who I was a year ago, which is not who I was 5, 10, 15, and 20 years ago. Then let's choose a different color, just kind of having fun with the colors here. I'm very good at time management, which is definitely not something I would have said about myself 5 years ago. I mean a lot to my friends and family. People who know me think that I'm a great problem solver. It's a little uncomfortable to write down these things about yourself and kind of bring yourself up, but it's really important to be able to do so. So this is a really healthy weekly exercise. My future goals are, I feel like I'm very focused on the month, quarter, and year and not always on the big future. But my future goals are, we're gonna write pay off my mortgage early. I would love to live without a mortgage. I know I can achieve my goals because I am dedicated to earning and saving money. I admire myself for my tenacity. Definitely a word that I wouldn't always have used to describe myself, but I've used in the last couple of years to describe myself because I have learned that I can overcome everything that's come my way. We've survived all of our bad days and our challenges, and I know that I'm tenacious enough to push through them. Now, we're going to do the weekly review except for the habits and skills because I'm just now setting this up. I don't know if I could think back to the habits and skills from the week. So we're first going to do this week's wins. Let's use the other side of this just to show you. And of course, we'll link these below. This may be a little bit too light. Let's test it. Yeah, I think that side's actually a little light. So we're gonna stick with this one. This week's wins. So I finished a big project, stuck to all plans, set new goals, and completed to-do list. Completing my to-do list is not something that happens every week. As much as I plan and as much as I evaluate my to-dos, I do not always complete my to-do list. And I think a big reason for that is because I often set to-do lists that are too large. I don't think as much about how much time I have in the day or week. And so if I'm looking, I recently journaled about this. If I'm looking at my planner and I know that I had a really productive day and I didn't slack and I felt really good about my productivity, but then I'm looking at my planner and there are still so many things that aren't checked off, it just means that I, number one, have put too much on my plate, and number two, I've put too much on my to-do list. Because if I feel like I'm not making a dent, then there's too much. I sort of think of it as like the show Hoarders. If someone is cleaning all day and you still can't tell the difference between when they first started and when the day has ended, it means there's too much stuff. And sometimes our calendars can be packed with too much stuff. And so this week I was really intentional. My word of the year is intentional. I was really good about completing my to-do list. We're going to now write down highlights of the week. So we're going to write went into NYC for the night and a fun event. Additional highlight of the week was fun date night at home with pizza and movies. If you saw our video as I was setting up March, I have started dating someone. I've been talking about this for years in our videos, and it's interesting to see how my life is changing a little bit because my plans are changing because there is someone else who is part of my life. So that's been a little bit of a planning challenge, but it's what I want, and so things are getting shifted quite a bit. So what challenges have I faced that I can be grateful for? I'm going to write the ability to push through hard moments and not become frozen or paralyzed by emotions. Focusing, I'll explain this in a moment, on what I can when I can. So this week was a really good test and example of this because I had more on my list this week than I have in a really long time, like big things on my to-do list. And someone in my life passed away, someone who was not a family member, but a friend that felt like family and someone I love very much. And it would have been really easy to just stop everything and become completely frozen or paralyzed by the emotion I was feeling. However, I still needed to get certain things done. Some things were able to be pushed to the next week, but I still needed to get the things done. And so knowing that focusing on what I can when I can, there would be a time to grieve with loved ones and to say goodbye. But there were also things that had to get done. Now, I also say, like, this was not a family member. Of course, if this were, when one of my grandparents passed or something like that, it would have been very, very different. There would have been a lot more that I'd have to push aside. but sometimes I can be overwhelmed by the emotion. And this week I'm grateful that I was able to do a good job of, I guess, compartmentalizing, but this time it was a good way to compartmentalize. Actions I will take to make the next week even better. So we're going to write, with such a busy week, my home chores fell behind. Spending time resetting, organizing, and cleaning my house will improve how I feel about my physical environment. We're gonna shorten that. Boom. Okay, boom. Now, thoughts on the week. Let's bring in another color. So I'm gonna put a couple of thoughts on the week. The first one is gonna be big. We're gonna write proud. I'm not proud of myself every week. This week, I am definitely proud of myself. And this is the fun about a journal, especially in the pro size, because it has the space for you to sort of play around. Could even, just put a couple of hearts here. You can put stickers in. Just have fun with this because there is the space to do so, of course, depending on how big you write. So thoughts of the week are proud. Let's take this at the beginning of the week. I felt really stressed and overwhelmed with everything on my plate, but I got it all done except for the house cleaning and gave my all. There we go. So there is my weekly exercise and my weekly review, habit tracker aside. Now we are going to set up my morning reflection, just not my evening reflection, because that's going to come in the evening. So my intention for today is going to be house reset, putting everything back where they belong, getting my laundry done, cleaning my kitchen, running my dishwasher, taking out the trash, just all of those things, like the blanket that's laying on my couch, it needs to be folded and put away. Those things where I walk into a room and everything is in its place, that is going to be my big intention for today. And I am most excited about today's high is supposed to be 64 degrees and sunny. I have been waiting for summer, or at least spring, the moment that Labor Day weekend happened, and I can't wait for it to be back. I live in northern New Jersey where we get pretty cold winters and gray and dark winters, and I just cannot wait for spring to come, and it feels like we're just on the edge of it. This morning, I am grateful for, I feel healthy this morning, both physically and mentally. My energy levels are high. I'm not feeling anxious, and that is something to be grateful for, because if you go through anxiety, then sometimes you just wake up with it and you can't quite figure out the reason, and waking up and not feeling it is definitely something to be grateful for. Quote of the day, and how does it speak to me? How you climb a mountain is more important than reaching the top. Okay, I'm gonna go for the smaller side of the pen here because I feel like I want to be able to write a decent amount. And I have a few different thoughts on this quote and how it speaks to me. So I'm gonna write, I've reached the top of mountains before, not like actual mountains, but metaphorical mountains. And it has felt really anticlimactic. I've learned more about myself along the journey and with the challenges than I do when I've reached the top. So like I explained earlier, I finished a really big project, and it was a project I was working on for 3 months. And the moment the project was finished, it was like, okay, click a button, close my laptop. That was the end of it. But it was the time and the energy over 3 months and the back and forth with myself and the self-doubt and the overcoming self-doubt and all of those types of things that I really learned along the way that are so much more important for every future day that I experience and every future big project I tackle than just reaching the top. I even feel the same about buying my house last year in June. The couple of months leading up to it were huge and hard and exciting and scary and fun and nerve-wracking and anxiety-inducing. The moment I signed the paper and took my picture holding the keys, it was like, okay. I mean, it was exciting, but it was so much more about the journey than that actual moment. Okay, what is my favorite holiday of the year and why? So I'm Jewish and my favorite holiday of the year is Passover. It's the one holiday that my entire family gets together. My whole extended family is together on this one holiday, and I love it because it feels like we're all seeing each other, and it's kind of usually when spring begins. It varies. Sometimes it's in March. This time it's mid-April, or in 2024, it's mid-April. But it's really exciting because it's that moment that spring is beginning. We're all together, kind of kicking off a new season. What special memories do I have of this holiday? It's kind of that. So I'll write down one year the weather was perfect and all generation were outside enjoying the sun and playing basketball. That was a really good year. All right, this is my morning reflection. It feels good. I feel like I just kind of filled my cup or my bucket by starting my day this way, and I'm really excited to end my day this way as well. So we have my weekly exercise, my weekly review, and my morning reflection in my Clever Fox Gratitude Journal. Again, this journal lasts 3 months. You can pick it up over at cleverfoxplanner.com. Let us know your thoughts, and please make sure that you give this video a thumbs up and you are subscribed to our channel with notification bells turned on so that you get notified each time we share a new video. Thanks so much for spending time with us today and for letting me kind of get my journal and my gratitude out. It was a really great way to start my day, and I can't wait for you to experience this journal as well. Take care, and we'll see you soon.